What's going on, guys? So we are back here at the fifth wheel to talk about generators. And I want to give a big shout out to the folks at eTrailer. If you have not been to their website, you have to visit it because they have so many things I can't even explain in one video. If it's towing related, if it's equipment you need for your truck or trailer, if it's suspension related for your trailer, you absolutely need to check them out, eTrailer.com. And I want to give a big thank you to them for allowing me to test 2 of their generators with the RV today. So today's video is going to be the first part of a 3-part series that I'm doing on a very interesting topic that I get a lot of questions asked about whenever I do videos on purchasing RVs. So today's specific video is going to be on a topic that people generally ask when they get into RVing and they may take it out boondocking or going out to an area where there's no power connection. So let's talk about that. So when you have a power connection, life is great. You have access to all sorts of things from your TVs to your refrigerator to your microwave, air conditioning, all sorts of things that make life better. A lot of RVs are going to be equipped with a gas-electric refrigerator, which gives you the ability to still cool things down when you're off-grid, and of course you'll still be able to cook with a propane cooktop. However, for a lot of people who go out and about or are going to be staying at places for long-term, they wish to have full power in their unit, and that's when a generator comes into question. So in front of me here, you have 2 generators. One of them is an inverter generator, and the other one is your standard open frame generator. Basically, the difference between these 2 generators is that an inverter generator is going to pump out highly regulated, clean sine wave power, which means that it's safe to connect virtually anything to an inverter-style generator. It's going to give you incredibly clean power, so if you have sensitive electronics like computers and smartphones and things like that, you don't have to worry about voltage fluctuations or fluctuations in frequency that can sometimes damage those sensitive electronics. And next to it, you have what's called a dual fuel generator. So this generator operates on both propane as well as gas. This is really nice if you're going to be carrying a generator inside of your coach while you're traveling around or inside of your vehicle, simply because if you're using it under propane mode, it's not going to smell like gas. You're not going to have to worry about gas sloshing around inside of the tank or the fuel going bad if you're not using it for a long period of time. This is a really cool setup, and they're becoming more and more popular in the RV community, simply because it gives you that option of propane or gas. Now, both of these generators have a characteristic that's really nice. They both have 30 amp RV plugs directly on them. So you're not going to have to worry about using an adapter or not having the ability to connect your 30 amp plug directly to one of these generators. Now, my specific RV has a 50 amp plug, as most fifth wheels and dual air conditioning travel trailers will have. And I'm currently using a 50 amp end, which converts to a 30 amp plug, so I can plug it into the storage facility here and provide power to my coach. So that 30 amp plug will plug directly in to the side of either of these generators. Now, this specific generator is an eTrailer model. eTrailer has just gotten into making their own line of generators, which is absolutely great. I've been purchasing equipment from eTrailer for a long time. I absolutely love the videos that they produce. They probably have the best instructional videos on how to install equipment, how to do suspension modifications, such as install things like timbrins or airbags. They do phenomenal videos, and I highly recommend you check them out at eTrailer.com. So this specific generator is the E3200R, and it produces 3200 starting watts and 2900 running watts. Now, this dual fuel generator is a more powerful generator, and they talk about the different power outputs here. So under liquid propane gas, you're going to have 4050 starting watts and 3250 running watts. Under normal unleaded fuel, you'll have 4500 starting watts and 3600 running watts. So this one should be more than capable of running my 15 kBTU air conditioning system. And this one should be able to run my 13.5 BTU air conditioning system. Most fifth wheels are either going to have 1, 2, or 3 air conditioning systems in them. You'll either have one 15 kBTU unit, you'll have one 13.5 kBTU unit, you might have a combination of two 15 kBTU units or two 13.5 kBTU units. And when you're talking about running air conditioning systems in fifth wheels or travel trailers with a single or dual air conditioning system, you generally have to keep in mind that your generators will really only run one of them at most. So the first thing I want to do is a sound test because, again, an inverter generator is significantly quieter than your traditional open frame generator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up the inverter generator. I have a sound decibel meter with me. I'm going to position it about 10 feet away. Now, I know in the specifications on generators, they generally give you the sound decibel level from about 25 feet away. But a more realistic test to me is about 10 feet away because I think that that's really going to be a better determination of which one's louder when you're near it. Okay, so I am set up approximately 10 feet away from both generators. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the inverter generator first using the nifty wireless remote that's included with it. I have my sound decibel meter right here, which hopefully you can see. When I'm not talking, it's about 40 decibel. Then when I start talking, it spikes up to about 70, 71. And let's go ahead and start the inverter generator. Okay, so the inverter generator is running at about 76 decibels, so it's a little louder than your normal conversational tone. But it also has an eco mode on it, which reduces the power output, but also makes it quieter for when you're not running major appliances or you simply need to run something small or a cell phone charger, things like that. So I'm going to turn on the eco mode and see what the change is. So as you can see in eco mode, it drops off pretty significantly in sound, and it's pretty easy to talk above it even in a normal conversational tone. This is a pretty quiet generator. And just so you can see how quiet it gets when you move around or away from the generator, I've moved to the side of the truck and the generator is still on the tailgate. And it's running about 61 decibel. So it's a very quiet generator. Okay, so I'm back behind the truck about 10 feet away, and as you can see, it's about 77 decibels running on full power mode. So I'm going to shut off the inverter generator. Drops back down to about 40 decibel. I'm going to start up the open frame generator. Okay, so I've started up the open frame generator, which is actually a larger generator. Let's take a look at the decibels on this one. So it's not that much louder. It's about 2.5 decibels louder than the inverter generator, and it's actually quite quiet for being an open frame generator. Most of the times they're significantly louder, and in the case of this specific one, it's not that much louder. So if you're looking for a generator that isn't going to be ridiculously loud, but at the same time it's going to be affordable and give you dual fuel options, that's a really good generator to look at. You're going to turn it to fuel. Go ahead. Okay, so the generator is running. The fifth wheel is connected to it. We're going to go right inside here, and I am going to first turn the light on so I can see. And I'm going to drop the air conditioning down to 70 degrees. So it should kick on here in a second. There it goes. The fan's on, and the compressor should kick on any second. There goes the compressor. And this is a 15,000 BTU unit. So it kicked on. It's cooling. Everything's working well. So a lot of people have asked the question on eTrailer as well as other websites and forums to see if a generator that's roughly 4,500 watts peak can power a 15,000 BTU air conditioner. And this clearly shows that it can. Now let's turn the unit back off again. Now the AC in the master bedroom is a direct fire AC unit. So to turn this system on, I simply rotate this knob right here to the cool fan speed. And it starts right up as well. So this one, the compressor already kicked on. Generator's running fine. And again, back here at the main living room unit, which is a 15,000 BTU unit, we'll drop it back down 70 degrees. Fans kicked on. And it worked fine. Absolutely no issue with the dual fuel generator powering the air conditioning unit in this coach. Now this generator is set on gas, so it has a slightly higher power output when you're using unleaded gas versus propane. So let's switch it over to propane and let's give it a go.